1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
It's the 10 crack commandments. Wow.
Showdawee TV, what's going on? It's your boy Rody, and I got my kinfolk on here with me on the Skype. My boy Ernest, man. Say what's up, man.
What's up, Showdawees? How y'all doing?
We on here about to talk some hip hop right now. We got a conversation going on for what artists had the best year of 2015, and we came and put our heads together and we decided to go off 4 artists and then also have 2 honorable mentions. Ernest, why don't you go ahead and tell them what the 4 artists are that we figured should fit in this category?
All right, 4 artists. It was a tough decision because a lot of artists had decent years. A lot of artists, you know, just popped up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
You know, and you got your bias, but we got Future, we got Fetty Wap, we got J. Cole, and last but not least, who's the last one?
We got Drake. We had Drake. The last dude was Drake.
Oh yeah, of course, the light skin.
Yeah,
dude.
the light skin, Mr. Canada, Six God, all those actors you got, man, that dude. So those 4 cats was the
And
ones
then-
that we figured was the best this year so far.
Yeah, then the honorable mentions. We ain't gonna get them.
Yeah, we gonna touch on them later, but those are the ones we thought almost made it. Like they had a dope year too. Not cutting them short or nothing, but they just didn't make it to where we figured these 4 artists had since last January now. So we'll start off first since we ended with him on the naming them. We'll start with the 6 guy Drake. So Ernest, why don't you go ahead and give me your opinions on how you thought his whole year was as far as his impact on what was going on with hip hop and what he did to kind of change the trends and whatnot.
First off, what a time to be alive.
Yeah.
I think that had the most impact on me personally. You know what I'm saying? Just because, you know, he it's like you don't think of Drake as like the trap type of dude.
Not at all.
Especially before this year. You know what I'm saying? But on these beats, he brought something new. He brought something new. Like that was the most impactful, I think, as far as like Drake go. Because like, of course, you're used to him rapping to the ladies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
His melodic flows. You used to him being real lyrical.
Yeah.
But as far as like bringing a new sound like that was introduced by Future, you know, that you get from your rich homie Quans and all that.
Yeah.
He brought that into his repertoire, and he actually held his own.
He did. That was surprising. He
He held his own. Like, you know, it was music that you could rock with, and it's believable. So as far as that, what a time to be alive. That's the most impactful. And then, of course, his mixtape / album.
Yeah, whatever they wanted to call it, man. If you read this, it's too late. Yeah, that was surprising.
Yeah, it was a dope album from top to bottom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My favorite song on there. Let me see. It's so hard. My favorite song on there probably would be. It's a toss up. It's a toss up between You and the Six.
Yeah, that was a joint too.
You and the Six, like, you know what? That's my favorite song. You and the Six.
That was a jam.
Yeah.
Mine was I think it's called No Telling. Like, ain't no telling. That whole, because just like how you say, he kind of felt like he kind of brung over that trap feel from What a Time to Be Alive. Like, that was a whole new side of Drake. Like, we always used to him kind of rapping on the energetic songs and of course rapping to the ladies, but that kind of grimy trap feel beat, that stuff he got from Future kind of carried on to a lot of other songs. And I think that helped him out throughout this year because, you know, he can do anything, you know, even pop songs, but the trap is a specialty. Like, you can't really just jump in that and be believable unless you got, you know, support for somebody like Future, obviously, who that's all he do. He's a trap rapper. So I agree 100% with you on that whole trap feel, that trap Drake definitely helped him out. And that was that even helped him out with the whole Meek Mill situation. I feel like that even yeah, they can get into that too. That was a good segue because he put Meek to bed on that, man. What was your thoughts on that whole situation?
It was surprising because when, you know, Meek went on his little Twitter fingers rant, you didn't think Drake was gonna respond because like to be realistic, he's on another level. You like, you know what? He probably gonna play the whole role. He probably not even gonna respond.
Not even respond.
But then he threw out Charged Up. It was a response. Now that was a surprise, but at the same time, it wasn't really a like
left right hook. It wasn't nothing crazy.
Yeah, it was. It was. I'm like, oh man, I think Meek Mill gonna get him after this one.
Yeah.
Then
back to back, he came out of nowhere with that uppercut, man.
I think, like we already talked on this. Like I think that's one of the best diss records of all time. That's saying a lot.
It is, man. With all the diss records that's came out over time, it's like I think it's really like the time and the thought process that went into it. All of that, it just it just shut it down. I mean, if I'm correct, I think that's the one that got nominated for the Grammy. If I'm correct, like who does that? Like. They wasn't nominating Hit 'Em Up by Tupac for fucking Grammy. They wasn't nominating either for Grammys. Like that's crazy for that to even happen. Period. So
it just shows his impact. That just shows. And then it's like he went all the war with it. Like he did the stuff that he actually talked about in the song.
Yeah,
you gonna make me buy bottles for Charlamagne?
Sent the bottles to Breakfast Club. He knows Charlamagne don't even like him like that. He did like it's. I don't know, man. Drake that definitely did set Drake above and beyond for everybody else as far as like making impacts. I mean the memes from Hotline Bling, like that was that crossed over all genres. Like everybody was doing it. Even the presidential candidates, like Donald Trump was doing that shit on SNL. Like
me on the cell phone. Call me on the cell phone.
To have an impact like that, to do that. That's the crazy. So I think that really does put Drake in a higher caliber for having an impact for 2015. Just the number of things we just named, it's easy to put him as somebody who had an amazing year. So
yeah, definitely.
That dude had a crazy year. So we gonna leave that. We gonna leave Drake for right there. Saying as of right now, he definitely had an amazing 2015. Right now, being number one so far. So we gonna transition over to Mr. J. Cole, Mr. North Carolina himself. So we gonna. What are your thoughts on J. Cole now? Even though his album came out last year, it came out December 9th, but it rolled right into 2015, and to be honest, it just finished like being amazing. Like in my opinion, that was my favorite album of his since he's came out back in his mixtape days. What do you think about his ride through this past year with that album? Even it being the only album in hip hop, I think they say the past 25 years to go platinum with no featured artists.
Yeah, that's what I say. Like he pretty much letting this generation know that you don't have to reach out to every popping artist to be successful.
Yeah.
You can ride your own wave.
Yeah.
And crazy is he didn't really he had a fan base. He didn't really have a wave.
Nah.
It's like he created the wave with this album. It's a lot of people that I know for a fact became J. Cole fans because of this album.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he has something on that album for everybody. Whether you a dude in the street struggling to get out, you know what I'm saying? You from a small town, you don't really know how you're gonna go about things in life.
Yeah.
Or whether you successful and you struggling with the decisions you making. You know what I'm saying? Like he had something for everybody.
Yeah, man.
Everybody.
You said that well, bro. It touches for everybody in any type of situation. Like I think that's what made it so impactful. Everybody can relate to it. That's the one thing that is strong with any music. It gotta be relatable. And he did with this album, 2014, Forest Hills Drive. It was relatable. I loved every damn song on there. But again, I'm a J. Cole stan, so I just like he can shit in the toilet. Oh, it's amazing. But the album was great. And even now, kind of ending of the year, he coming out with the HBO special of the tour.
I can't wait for that.
Yeah, I mean, even with I think he ended it with Drake and Cole and Jay-Z came out. So I think that's gonna be really cool to actually see and kind of just even circulate more on him having a great year. But at the same time, I feel like that alone doesn't make him have like the best year, even though his album was a major success and the accolades he got from it. Do you know of anything else besides the album that made like say, oh man, J. Cole, he was killing it this year?
Yeah, like one thing I can say is his Dreamville imprint. He really making a name for like all the artists over there. Boss, Omen, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they really coming into their own.
Yeah.
You know, so that's, I guess you could put that notch on his jacket as well.
Yeah.
You know, but like you said, it's still a lot more to come from J. Cole. He didn't have the best year, but he definitely had the best year of his career. You feel what I'm saying?
Exactly. I agree with that 100%, man. I think that once he dropped the Dreamville, what's that? Revenge of the Dreamers 2, definitely pushing his artists more. So that's great. But I do think it's more to come from him. He did have a great year for himself. This probably is his best year of his career. So J. Cole definitely did have a solid year. Don't think he's passed up what we conversed about Drake yet. So he's still, at this point, he's number 2 out of the 2 that we discussed so far. So we'll go ahead on until Mr. Fetty Wap. Mr. Yeah, baby. Chop up on him, man.
1738.
Yeah, Mr. 1738, man. One-eyed wonder, man. So the dude came out of nowhere. I'm gonna be honest. I never heard of him before Trap Queen. I know he had one mixtape that and it was called Up Next. Prior to that, I never heard of him. I mean, did you hear of him prior to that?
That's the thing. Like, I consider myself a hip hop head.
Yeah.
Like a real hip hop head. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And haven't heard of him.
Never.
It just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And that's what's amazing about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That was crazy. It's like he just pop up out of nowhere, but then he just start dropping hit after hit after hit. Like Trap Queen was not necessarily my favorite song, but it was a song for the masses, for people to like and love. It was catchy, and that's what it was. But then he dropped 679, and then he dropped My Way came out before that, and then Drake featured on it, which
My Way was my joint.
Yo, My Way. You couldn't do it. Couldn't be stopped. And then you got a feature from arguably one of the hardest artists, period, Drake, just to get on it. Now Drake didn't even ask the nigga to get on the song. Like he just made it was like a remix, and then unofficially just became a remix of the song. Like, and then the nigga just blew up even more. So My Way was the shit, and then 679, and then he dropped his album. So it was like he continually was followed up, beating us in the head with like, hey, I'm here, hey, I'm here. And I think that really did I think that's what you want to do as a new artist. You want to stay hot. You got to keep on putting coal in that fire until, you blaze up. And I think he was really doing well releasing all these songs.
Exactly. It's like he's the, not to say they on the same level as far as like ability, but he's the like Soldier Boy of ever. As far as like, ringtone rap, catchy, and you got songs that you on to something when you got, for instance, my 2-year-old daughter in the car. Hey, won't you come by? Like if you got that, you on to something.
You on to something, man.
You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
So he definitely doing something right.
Yeah, he definitely doing something right, and I think his camp is pushing him the right way. I mean, I don't think he's signed to a major label like heavily right now. I think he just made it as far as distribution. But to have your artist off rip on his first year get 2 Grammy nominations, and then come off the XXL cover camp, like freshman cover, and then even just starting the trend. I mean, people was going all around like, why he ain't got an eye? What happened to his eye? Anybody's crazy about something mysterious and they don't know 100% about. And that's what I think helped him out as well too, is having somebody that they don't really know 100% about, but they just interested. And even with his catchphrase, his catchphrase was saying, yeah, baby. Like, even everybody loved to have something they can tie to someone and, replicate. And I think that was Fetty Wap's real big thing, is that his rapping style, it was able to be replicated. Not saying he the most lyrical nigga in the world. We know that's not the case. But just like you said, with him, it's kind of like with Soulja Boy. Like, it's just, it was attractive for people. The ringtones, the sound, the melodies, it made people want to dance and sing. I mean, 2-year-old babies, if they know your words, you in the money. You in the money for sure.
And I think like nowadays, where you got your braggadocious rappers, and you pretty much got like a handful of rappers that's like, top tier. You want to go for the underdog.
Yeah.
And he is like the perfect underdog story. Like, literally came out of nowhere.
Exactly.
And in a matter of months, he got Grammy nominations. You know what I'm saying? He got I'm trying to remember what cause Complex do their top albums of the year.
Yeah.
Like they are really critical, and he got up there. I forgot what number, but I believe he's in the top 5. That's saying a lot
For a first album. That's saying a lot for sure. So I mean, hey, I would have to say Fetty Wap did have an extremely strong year. I mean, I don't have anything negative to say. I mean, I did do a review on the album. It wasn't my favorite only because, I'm really big on having a theme and it kind of the flow on the album. But he did have a lot of hits on there, like a lot of songs that you just like, hey man, this sounds good. Like it just go well. It's a good album just to throw on, and if you hear a song that you like, you just keep on playing through. So I think Fetty Wap had an extremely strong year, especially for somebody who just came out the gate. I mean, the success he has right now is, I haven't seen it from anybody recently. So I definitely have to say Fetty Wap at this point right now has had the strongest year so far based on the 3 we've talked about.
Agreed.
But now we're going to go ahead and get into Mr. Dirty Sprite himself, Mr. Future. Now, me personally, I am not a huge Future fan. I mean, I can respect everything he's done, but as far as his music sound, it's never really gravitated towards me. But I can respect what he's done and what he is doing in the game. I mean, he did a lot previously to these previous years. He did come on a lot of features on a lot of songs, like even like on Racks on Racks. A lot of people ain't know he was the dude singing on the hook. Right? Everybody was caring about YC, but they didn't realize that the dude on the hook was gonna be the nigga that's blowing up the charts. So he really just kind of came up out of nowhere. And this year, I mean, he dropped Dirty Sprite 2. He did drop two mixtapes, as well as, one of the hottest mixtapes that was out, What a Time to Be Alive, like you said earlier. I mean, what you think about his year?
He incredible. Like he's another one. Like he just went to a whole nother level. Like before people was checking for Future, you know what I'm saying? You had your diehard Future fans, but at the same time, you had your diehard Rich Homie Quan fans, like you had your diehard Migos fans, like pretty much all those artists that had that sound. And this year, he just like solidified, like, yo, nigga, this is my like who y'all think over there, but this my country right here. You know what I'm saying? You need permission. But
hey, you ain't lying.
56 Nights, that mixtape, like I think that was the top mixtape of the year. Like all I gotta say is March Madness.
Hey, that's you gotta say no more after that. Would you say March Madness? I mean, you start hearing them organs at the beginning of that, it's you really know it's about to drop. And I agree with you, man. It's like he really set himself aside from the other artists that make somewhat similar kind of music, like the Rich Homie Quans, the Migos. But his sound and that trap quality, he really set himself apart. And then it helped to have, again, arguably the biggest artist, Drake, partner up with you and come out with a mixtape. Like that What a Time to Be Alive. I mean, after that song came out, niggas just started dabbing out of nowhere. It's like you just gotta dab to the whole album because it just make you, it's the feel good music. And I enjoyed it. Like I think it's probably one of the better mixtapes. Again, I don't know if it's an album, it's confusing to me, but it's probably one of the better art pieces of work that's come out this previous year. And then with Dirty Sprite 2, that sold 126,000 copies the first week. Now, a lot of niggas, that's saying a lot, because niggas ain't selling albums no more.
For real.
Niggas ain't selling albums no more. And with that being said, I think he definitely did have a strong year, as well as with the multiple singles and features he was on. I did a count. I went online to try to see exactly how many hits, top 10 hits. He had 10 top 10 hits this year. 10. And then I couldn't even count the features. Like, the nigga, he just really be on everything. He's doing what Wayne was doing back in the day. Exactly. You remember when Wayne was popping? Like, Wayne couldn't do no wrong.
On everything. And it's not that he was like oversaturating it. Yeah. Just like Wayne, motherfuckers want them on the rest. You know what I'm saying? It's not like they just throwing a verse on a song that is hot. People are reaching out like, yo, I need Future on this. I need Future on this. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like and we not even gonna get into like all the memes. Like you got Future hot. Man. you got people putting his face on top of Jesus. Yeah, man. Like it's real, man. Like he really took it to another level this year.
And even also too, which actually just happened last week, there's this new Robitussin commercial out where they're coughing. And the color of the cough is like the cover of Dirty Sprite 2, like the clouds that's on there. Like all that shit, like if everybody knows, that's what it is referred to. Like that's the color. It's the turn back to the codeine and the syrup. It's like his impact, even not intentionally, is there. So that's something that's crazy that a lot of artists can't even pay for. Like you can't, if you got it to where people are unintentionally referring to you, then you know you done did something right. And I think Future, he's definitely done something right this year, because for niggas who don't really fuck with him heavily like I do, I still enjoy his music. I can respect his craft and skill. And the dude, he doing hits. I mean, he can't do, at this point in time, he can't do no wrong compared to everybody else. And at this point, I think 2015, Future is definitely more noticeable and more impactful than any of the 4 artists that we've had this year. I mean, would you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with it. I wouldn't say with ease, but definitely. Like, it was a hard decision, but yeah, Future got it, man. 2015 belonged to him. Yeah,
2015 definitely goes to Future Hendrix, aka Nadavius, whatever his last name is, man. The dude got crazy names, man, but definitely
whatever.
Yeah, man. Dude got crazy. So with that being said, we did still have 2 honorable mentions aside from, who had the hottest year, and I definitely wanted to pick Big Sean. I love Big Sean's album this past year. He was on tour with Cole, amazing performer. I didn't expect of him to be that kind of caliber performer when he did, but he surprised the hell out of me. And his album, he definitely kind of went to a different kind of rating as far as, kind of the B-list rapper, almost to the A-list rapper now. Like, you can see him anywhere. Like, yo, that's Sean, his album, signed to Kanye's. And he's just having a great year, in my opinion. So I definitely think he had a great year. And you also mentioned another guy from the West Side that had a great year this past year.
Oh yeah, K-Dot.
Yeah, man.
Mr. Kendrick Lamar himself, man.
Yeah.
Like, of course, goes without saying, the Pimp a Butterfly. I can call it a classic, because it's relative to the time. Like all the racial tension.
Yeah.
Hip hop needed an album like that. The youth already fuck with him heavy, so for him to put that message through his music, it was impactful. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't necessarily everybody's cup of tea.
Exactly. Yeah.
The album, but it was needed.
Yeah, I agree.
And everybody can appreciate that.
Yeah.
And then the Grammy nominations.
Woo! Is it 11?
11 or 12.
11.
I know I want to say he tied Michael Jackson.
He tied Mike, and that's something to say, man. I mean, Mike, that's Mike, but to have 11 noms, hey man, that's saying a lot. And then off an album, again, like you said, that wasn't more for the clubs and the hits. It's more to empower the people, like for black people that's we going through every daily basis of all the things that's going bad, and just trying to educate people. He has the ear of the youth, and he's trying to turn them to more of a positive thing, or just at least to enlighten them on things through his music. And that's something powerful. I mean, he's doing what, fucking NWA was trying to do back in the day, and any type of group that was just trying to embrace what was going on and put it out in the open. So I definitely respected him for dropping that type of album, and it's timeless. I had to listen to it again. I listened to the whole thing. I was like, you know what? It wasn't what I wanted, but it's what we needed.
Yeah, definitely.
So they definitely did have the 2 honorable mentions for that. But I think Showdawees, that is what we consider our top 2015 artists, Mr. Future, Hendrix, all that good stuff, Mr. Codeine, Sprite, all whatever. I'm gonna try to make up as many, hashtags I can for that dude's name, man. But I think
Future High.
Yeah, Future High.
Comment like, you forgot this name.
Yeah. Nah, nigga, you forgot this name. This is the most prolific nigga in the world.
Word.
But yo, I think that's what we gonna do it, man. Ernest, I appreciate you for helping your boy out, man, of picking up these names, man, and let the people know where they can find you on social media, man.
Word, man. You can find me at 88 Ernesto. That's 80 and 8 _ ER Nesto.
I'll put that on the screen too.
And then you can find me at Hip Hop Nesto on Twitter.
There you go.
And yo, I just gotta say, man, I'm proud of you and the channel, man. Like, I remember you just speaking on it like it's an idea, like I want to do this, and now look at you, man. Like, I can tell you, like, everybody got their list of blogs and YouTube channels that they check soon as they wake up, pick up that phone.
Yeah.
Showdawee TV is was automatically in there, man.
Hey man, I appreciate you, bro, man.
Shouts out to you, yo.
Hey man, appreciate you, bro. We just trying to make it grow, man. We're gonna make it keep happening. I'm definitely gonna continue to put you on here, bro, because we gonna make something happen as far as some type of weekly hip hop talk, like to kind of put things together. Because there'd be a lot of things that happen in hip hop that people kind of look past and don't really catch. But you know we do, because we got our hands in so many different sites and music and stuff. So we gonna put that together, man. But
I'm around.
yeah. So we gonna make that happen, bro. But I appreciate you, man. Showdawees, y'all make sure to check us out and put all Ernest's info in the description box below. Y'all know how we end it, man. Showdawee TV out.
Peace.